The Boys Season 5 had one job: deliver a brutal, gripping final chapter before its grand finale. And after watching episode 1 to 7, I think it absolutely delivers in some moments, but also stumbles hard in others. From incredible performance and standout character arcs to frustrating pacing, repetitive writing, and controversial setup for the future, Season 5 so far might be the most divisive chapter of The Boys yet. So, are these first 7 episodes building toward an unforgettable ending, or has The Boys started becoming the bloated franchise it once mocked? Let's discuss. After 7 episodes, I would describe season 5 as uneven but still undeniably entertaining. For me, this season feels like a show that still has flashes of brilliance but may be struggling creatively under the weight of its own scale. The biggest criticism is the writing. I feel episode 1 to 7 rely too heavily on repetitive arcs, inconsistent character choices, and narrative setups that sometimes feel more focused on expanding the boys' universe than delivering the tightest possible final season. And because episode 8 has not aired yet, a lot of the season currently feels like setup. Setup for big payoffs, setup for spin-offs, setup for Bot Rising, their upcoming show. That does not automatically make it bad, but right now it can sometimes feel like we are watching pieces being moved into place instead of a story fully reaching its peak. But despite all that, when the boys works, it really works. Homelander is still terrifying, magnetic, and wildly unpredictable. Every scene with him carries tension, even when I feel the writing occasionally leans too hard on familiar beats. Butcher still brings raw intensity, and his presence continues to feel like the ticking time bomb at the center of the story. And several side characters finally get standout material. A-Train's arc especially feels like one of the season's strongest elements so far, arguably one of the best redemption or full circle journeys this show has handled. There are also specific episodes, shocking scenes, and emotional confrontation that genuinely remind me why I loved the boys in the first place. And one of the most compelling dynamics this season, Homelander and the Soldier Boy. For me, their relationship adds a dangerous emotional complexity that gives several episodes their strongest moments. French's death in the episode 7 has been a significant moment of the episode. I actually liked French's death, with him sacrificing himself, standing up to Homelander, making Homelander scared of Kimiko, and using the uranium against Homelander. Now, here is where things get messy. The number one issue for me is pacing. With only 7 episodes so far before the finale, it sometimes feels like there is too much happening and somehow not enough progress at the same time. Major storylines involving Homelander, Butcher, Ryan, political collapse, Vough's future all demand huge attention. And because of that, certain arcs can feel rushed while others feel strangely repetitive. That leads directly into another criticism: character inconsistency. At times, characters like Huey, Butcher, or even Homelander can feel like they are revisiting older emotional territory rather than evolving naturally. Huey's growth occasionally feels reset. Butcher can still be compelling, but some decisions may frustrate viewers who expected sharper progression. And Ryan, despite how important he is, still feels underutilized for such a crucial figure. There is also the issue of world building. For a season with supposedly massive stakes, society itself does not always feel like it is reacting with enough scale or consequence. And then there is the satire. Earlier season balanced sharp political commentary with strong storytelling, but in episode 1 to 7, I feel some of that satire becomes more blunt than clever, losing some of the subtle bite that made earlier season hit harder. So, are episodes 1 to 7 of The Boys season 5 bad? For me, no. For me, they are messy, ambitious, entertaining, and occasionally brilliant. This season still delivers incredible acting, shocking moments, strong emotional beats, and enough chaos to remind you why The Boys become such a phenomenon, but it's also held back by uneven pacing, inconsistent writing, and the pressure of balancing a finale with franchise expansion. Right now, season 5 feels like a season that could either stick the landing with episode 8 or collapse under the weight of everything it's trying to juggle. So, as of episode 7, The Boys remain bold, violent, chaotic, and compelling, but whether it becomes a truly great final season depends almost entirely on how this last episode delivers. But what do you think about episodes 1 to 7? Is The Boys building toward an epic ending, or has it already fumbled? Drop your thoughts below, and if you enjoyed this review, subscribe for more deep dives into superheroes, pop culture, and everything chaotic. Subscribe.